Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Third Inning Podcast. I'm your host, Izzy Rain, and today we are going to be talking about Cody Bellinger, the All-Star Game, London, and all the crazy stuff that has been happening this week in baseball. So first, as per usual, we are going to go through our scores and minor league standings. Let me get the iPad. Okay, so first we are going to do MLB because that's what we do. So we're going over to At Bat, talking about all the scores that happened today. We had one game in a different continent for like the first time in Europe. I was going to say the first time this season, but that would be a lie because we did have some games in Seattle. Or not, Seattle played in Tokyo. But okay, so it's loading up and the Wi-Fi, it's really slow because Spectrum is terrible. I don't recommend. So I guess we'll start with minor league since the app does not want to load for major league. We can go over here to first pitch. Oh, here it goes. So the Dodgers lost to the Rockies today, 5-3. Your MLB TV free game of the day is in the top of the 7th, so you may have a chance of seeing it by the time this podcast is up. And that's the Diamondbacks and Giants. Yeah, it's 0-0, so you probably will. So go check that game out if you want to. So also on the bottom of the 7th, we have the A's are in Anaheim beating the Angels 4-0. In the middle of the 6th, the Padres are beating the Cardinals 9-1. And then in London, we had the Yankees beating the Red Sox 17-13. In Baltimore, we had the Orioles beating the Indians 13-0. Crazy. In Canada, the Blue Jays beat the Royals 7-5. In a game where we had a fight today, the Cubs beat the Reds 6-0. Puig's always my man, getting in fights. So the Marlins beat the Phillies 9-6. I do think the Phillies are overhyped. Unpopular opinion, probably. The Rays beat the Rangers 5-2. The Tigers beat the Nats 7-5. The Braves beat the Mets 5-4. The Twins beat the White Sox 10-3. The Astros beat the Mariners in 6-5. The Pirates fell to the Brewers 3-1. So we are gonna go and talk about Cody Bellinger now. So Cody Bellinger, he's recently been playing outfield for the Dodgers, but he used to be first base, and he is having a very good season. I saw him hit a homer this season at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. So he's been having a pretty good season, if you ask me. But there's been something happening this week. So in LA earlier this week, a teenage girl, jumped on the field and hugged him and got tackled and got banned from Dodger Stadium for the rest of the season. And then the next night, Dodgers are in Phoenix. I'm not sure if it's Phoenix, but where the Diamondbacks play in the Phoenix area. Another girl jumps on the field, hugs Cody Bellinger. She doesn't get tackled, but she does get taken out. And I'm not sure what the punishment was for Arizona. I haven't seen anything about it. But then, it wasn't the next night because they didn't put Bellinger in the next night. But the night after, like 2 nights after, a kid and his dad jump on the field. And I'm like, what parent is going to be like, yeah, let's jump on the field? Like, what? Please don't. Like, people don't realize, because I see this at, the Coastal Plain League, girls just go and they're literally talking at the dugout, and I'm like, obviously in college they're not getting paid, but this is their job. You shouldn't be interfering like that, like, especially jumping on the field. Like, this is these people's job. That's like if you were just at work and somebody comes and basically jumps on you. Don't be jumping on these players. Save that for Fan Fest. And before games, you can always go along the lines, the foul lines, and try to get autographs, hugs, selfies. I've got selfies and autographs. I'm not a hug person. I don't like hugs. Unless like if you're like my boyfriend, then yeah, it's fine. But random people, I don't like hugs, and I don't ask like famous people for hugs. But Yeah, so if you want a hug so bad, just wait along the foul line, and it's not that big of a deal. They're people. They just play baseball for a living. So don't jump on the field. I've only seen one person ever jump on the field, and it was a Nats Braves game, a rain delay, and literally it was like 1 a.m, and a guy jumped on the field, but there were no players on the field, but he got tackled pretty quickly. Which it does, and that was at Turner Field, but in Atlanta it does seem to happen quite frequently of people jumping on the field, but not to hug players, just jump on the field. So we'll go over to our minor league baseball scores, since we don't do standings anymore since I got that fixed. Okay, because I wasn't watching it because the game I wanted to watch didn't have an option to. So how can I do scores? And okay, we are doing double A. And first we'll start with the Eastern League. I don't know why I said that, but okay. So we have Binghamton beat Altoona 2-1. And it looks like they played 2 games today. Altoona beat Binghamton in the second game, or in the first game, 4-3. Hartford lost to Richmond 4-0. Akron lost to Bowie 8-7. And Portland lost to Reading 1-4. New Hampshire lost to Trenton 2-5. And Harrisburg lost to Erie 5-6. So that's the Eastern League. Now for the Southern League, we have Jackson beat Mississippi 7-3. Jacksonville lost to Montgomery 1-2. Biloxi lost to Pensacola 1-5. Tennessee lost to Chattanooga 4-8. And Mobile lost to Birmingham 0-5. And then with Texas, the Texas League, Corpus Christi lost to Amarillo 6-8. Tulsa lost to Arkansas 1-2. Northwest Arkansas lost to Springfield 1-3. And Midland beat Frisco 15-2. That's really sad. I like the Midland logo. I don't know what their mascot is. It's some kind of dog, it looks like. He looks cool. So those are our double A scores of the day. So our next topic. Let's get to our next topic over here. We have the London series taking place right now. The Yankees and Red Sox are playing 2 games in London, England, bringing MLB to Europe for the first time. I did watch the first game today, Saturday, and it was like the longest game I've watched. I don't know if it literally is, but it was such a long game, but I was enjoying it so much. Because if you don't know, I love England. It's my favorite. The UK, because I went to Wales as well. This is my favorite place I've been. And if you don't know, I kind of do want to go into history and do something with that. So I really like England, their history. So to combine that and baseball was really awesome. We had the Duke and Duchess of Sussex there. I think they threw out the first pitch, but they met the Yankees and Red Sox, so that was really cool. And so we have Aaron Hicks was the first player to hit a home run on the continent of Europe. Now here's a random fact for you that they did not bring up in the broadcast, to my knowledge, that baseball was actually invented in England. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's popular there, but back in the 1800s, it was invented there. And you can look at Wikipedia. I know they only tell you Wikipedia lies, but I've never come across a lie on Wikipedia, so y'all can look at that. And if you hear stuff, I'm playing with the carpet because I'm sitting on the floor. But yes, so our next London series will be next year. Will be the Cardinals and the Cubs at the same stadium, London Stadium. It is in East London, and it is a soccer pitch originally. We had the Freeze. He came from Atlanta, and he lost today. And they played Sweet Caroline. They played New York, New York. And yeah, so actually a year ago today, I was at a Yankees Red Sox game, and the Red Sox killed the Yankees. I saw my first Grand Slam, And yeah, it was not fun. I'm not a Yankee fan, but my family is, and obviously I was with my family at the game. And yeah, and I was wearing Yankee stuff because I was like, I'm not about to like get killed wearing Dodger stuff. But yeah, so let me see if I have any more London stats for you. But yeah, so Aaron Hicks was the first one. And this was, both teams got 6 runs in the first inning, which was crazy. And we had a mascot race similar to the president race in DC. And our people who were in it were Henry VIII, Winston Churchill, Freddie Mercury, and the Loch Ness Monster. I don't get why the Loch Ness Monster is there because he is Scottish, but it's okay. And Freddie Mercury is not even English. He was born in Zanzibar. So Freddie Mercury won the race, the mascot race, I mean. But we are going to open some baseball cards now. I am using Topps, the first series, so here we go. Some ASMR for y'all. No. Yeah, I don't like when people incorporate ASMR and other things because I feel like ASMR is a really intimate thing and it shouldn't be put into random videos if I'm not asking for it. But okay, so here are our cards. We have Freddie Freeman on the Atlanta Braves, JD Martinez on the Boston Red Sox, Matt Davidson on the Chicago White Sox, Scott Schiebler on the Cincinnati Reds, Mitch Garver on the Minnesota Twins, Corbin Burns on the Milwaukee Brewers, Ray Black on the San Francisco Giants, Jacob Nix on the San Diego Padres, Kyle Schwarber on the Chicago Cubs, and then Kraken Jokes, Perez and Rizzo share laughs. I don't like cards like that because I never know where to put them. Like, yeah, that was an American League and a National League player on there. And I have a book for my American League, and then I have a book for my National League cards. So this card's always confused me. But we have Javier Baez on the Chicago Cubs, Zach Godley on the Arizona Diamondbacks, Jackie Bradley Jr., the Boston Red Sox. He went to college here in South Carolina. So we have Irvin Santana on the Minnesota Twins, Brandon Lowe on the Tampa Bay Rays. We have the Minute Maid Park, the Houston Astros. We have Jose Urena on the Marlins. I have seen him several times. So we have Bob Gibson on the Cardinals, a retro card. And then we have dynamic duo for the Astros infielders. Is that Correa and Altuve? He has sunglasses on. Yeah, it's Correa. I really like Correa. We have Chase Anderson on the Milwaukee Brewers. We have a league leaders, Mookie Betts and batting average. We have Gregory Polcano on the Pirates. I don't like the Pirates uniforms. Yeah, I don't like them. We have Josh Donaldson on the Cleveland Indians. We have Rich Hill on the Los Angeles Dodgers. I saw him this season. We have Ian Kennedy on the Kansas City Royals. We have Shin-Soo Choo, I can never say his name, but on the Texas Rangers. We have Nico Goodrum on the Detroit Tigers. I want a Tigers hat, so yeah, just so y'all know. And then we have Matt Duffy on the Tampa Bay Rays. We have Jorge Polcano on the Minnesota Twins. We have Cal Seager, Carolina boy, on the Seattle Mariners. I think he went to North Carolina. I don't know. And maybe there's 3 Seagers, so I know that they're from the Kannapolis. That's outside of Charlotte for those of you who are not from here. But we have Chris Davis on the Oakland Athletics and Nick Pivetta on Philadelphia Phillies and Richard Bleer on the Baltimore Orioles. And our last card is Austin Hedges on the San Diego Padres. So those are all our baseball cards today. I'm going to Target on Monday, so I need to buy another pack because I don't have any more. And we need them for next week. So now we're just going to talk about a few random things. So the Orioles actually did a thing today. So this is from MLB Stats on Twitter. The Orioles are the first team ever to have back-to-back shutouts and win by 13 runs in each game. Who would think the Orioles would do that? The Orioles get so much hate. Obviously, I'm not sure if they're still the worst team in baseball, but they have been a lot this season. So I'm glad to see that they are doing something. So we are going to go into our All-Stars now. And we don't have pitching. You don't get to vote for pitching. I wish that you could, but the coaches choose that. So we have, these are the 2019 All-Star Game starters, and this is from MLB.com. So this is the real thing. So for catchers, for the AL, we have Gary Sanchez on the Yankees. I've talked about before, I don't think he's a great catcher, but he's a good hitter, so I can understand why people voted him. And the NL, we have Wilson Contreras, which I have no thoughts on really. For first base, we have Carlos Santana on the Indians. I voted for him. And in the NL, we have Freddie Freeman. I voted for him as well. Second base, we have DJ LeMahieu. I say his name funny because I forgot how it's actually said, but on the Yankees. On the NL, we have Ketel Marte. On the Bags. Third base, I voted for both of these. We have Alex Bregman and Nolan Arenado. Arenado is one of my favorite players, if you didn't know that. I like Bregman too, but Nolan's one of mine. I want one of his shirt. I want a shirt that has, like, you know, like a jersey, but it's a shirt. So for shortstop, we have Jorge Pocono. Don't know, but we had his card on the Twins. And for the NL, Javier Baez. I don't like Javier Baez, but it's okay. For outfield, we have Mike Trout. I don't like Mike Trout. George Springer. I voted for Springer. Michael Brantley. I don't know who that is, but he's on the Astros. So for the NL, we have Christian Yelich, Cody Bellinger, and Ronald Acuna Jr., who I don't like Acuna. I'm sorry. For DH, we have Hunter Pence. I really like Hunter Pence. He's one of my favorite players. But yeah, so those are your 2019 All-Stars, except pitchers. We will be seeing in Cleveland on the 9th, and then the Home Run Derby is the 8th. So I'm really excited. I love the All-Star game, but it is a long game, let me tell you. It's just because the pitching is so good, but it should be fun. The Home Run Derby is really fun as well, so I highly encourage y'all to watch it. It will be on, it's on multiple channels, so I'm not even gonna say because there's a lot of them. But I'm going to talk about the game I went to last night. I went to a minor league game. I do try to go to minor league games every week. I'm not going to go to Coastal Plain games anymore just because it's so bad. They can't catch the ball, and it is sad. So I am going to just start going to minor league games every week because, or at least every other week, because that's what I've been doing is every other week. So I may go every week, I may go every other week. Who knows? But I had really good seats last night, but we'll get into that. So I went to Columbia, to the Columbia Fireflies game. They are in the Mets organization in the South Atlantic League, and they were playing the Hickory Crawdads, and they are with Texas. So the game was a lot of fun, and it was actually a no-hitter until the top of the 9th. And I feel so bad for the guy because he got hurt trying to catch the ball. He did continue playing, so I don't know if he played today. I haven't looked over at them, but I hope he's okay. But I felt so bad for him. But yeah, I had really good seats. I sat in the outfield, and it's like padded seats, and you have a table and everything, and it was only $10. So I highly recommend if you have like a home run deck to for minor league to check it out, because again, the tickets were only $10, so that's really nice. And it was a t-shirt giveaway, so I got a shirt that says it's something about home and has the home plate with the firefly on it. It's the public transportation, the buses that go around the city. It was them, the Soda Cap Connect, something like that. I don't know, but I got a free t-shirt, so I was all for that. I don't know what game I'm going to go to next week since it is the 4th of July. I know I won't go to Myrtle Beach because there'll be a ton of people there because people go to the beach on the 4th of July, and the same for Charleston. So, I mean, maybe Fayetteville. The Woodpeckers, they're with the Astros. I don't even know who's home next week. I mean, there's a lot of games I could go to. I could go to Charlotte if I wanted to. I could even go to Jacksonville, really. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know who I'm going to see. But that is the Third Inning Podcast this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye, guys.